No matter whether I like it or not, it really seems these things are about to go down. Dallas still stinks.
But like going to Philly with Vic, you know exactly what you're getting out of me, and I know exactly what I'm getting out of them because I've been in the system. I still have a ways to go to mastering it, but there's some things and nuances that I know that Vic likes, that I know that Christian Parker likes, and I think I could really help in that area.
Yo, by the way, kick Dingbat here, I gotta say, what the hell is going on with the Eagles? Seriously, what the hell is going on with the Eagles? Because if you look at what has been going on so far, it looks like two things are about to happen. It really does. One, it looks like the Eagles have every intention of getting out of the first round. I can't believe I'm saying it, but it looks like it. And I gotta tell you, that is my third option at this point. Okay, I don't want to give up that first round pick. Secondly, with $23 million in cap space left, okay, and Eagles have $23 million. They're looking to bring in Justin Simmons. It almost feels like it's a sure thing about to happen with Justin Simmons. He, he looks like he's coming to Philly. It looks like it's going to happen. And I don't know that it needs to. Okay? Now, we'll get into all of it because I'm sitting here scratching my head with this team, trying to figure out what the plan is. Because to me, my gut feeling does not go along with my head and what logic says. Okay? I have conflicting feelings about what's going on. Get this, all right? Jeff McClain wrote this today. Southern Cal cornerback Jalen Smith and Miami defensive end Tyler Barron are a couple draft prospects to schedule to visit with the Eagles today for a top 30 visit. That's two more guys off the board, another pass rusher and another corner. Okay? So we are going from 11 visits yesterday. We've got 9 left. 9 left. Where's Walter Nolan? Where's Malachi Starks? I can't see you. Where you at, Mark Holmes' house? Where's he at? Nick Amawari. Where you at? Where are these guys at? They're not there. What are we doing? If you base the Eagles list, if you base the draft off the Eagles list, I'm sorry, but to me it only leads to one thing. You're trading out of the first round. It looks like that's what they're going to do. And if you're going to stay in the first round, and if you're going to do what you've done in the past, and you're going to draft from that list, then the guy that it seems like the Eagles are going to go after, and I would put betting money on it right now if I had to, and it's not my personal pick that I would, although I really like him, he's one of my top 5 guys. I still would prefer safeties, but it looks like they're going after Donovan Ezeraku. It looks like that would be the guy because he's the best guy that has been in on their list. Are they looking to trade up and get him? Because I think you're going to have to move up to get him. But is that what they're going to do? You know, the more I think about it, with 20 picks in the next 2 years, I don't want to get out of that first round pick. I would rather stay at 32 than trade out at this point. I got 20 picks the next 2 years. If I trade out of the first round, I'm then drafting a guy who doesn't get a 5th-year option. If I just stay at 32, I get a guy with 1 extra year option. I'm the last pick that can get that. Why would I give that up? The only way I give it up is it's got to be for a first-round pick the year after. Otherwise, why do I need to do that? What's the big deal? You know what I mean? The Eagles don't need a bunch of guys and depth. They need bigger pieces. They need guys to come and play. They need guys to play. You need a guy safety. Okay? If you let Goddard go, which still makes no sense to me, you got to get tight end. You still need another pass rusher. You still possibly need a corner on that side. You need depth at linebacker. I mean, It doesn't make sense. You look at their list and you look at all the picks that they have. It doesn't make sense. My gut tells me something big is brewing. Howie has got something going on. They're using that list on later in the draft and depth pieces, and they aren't using it for the first round. That's what it tells me. That's what my gut feeling tells me. But my head logically that doesn't compute. So what the hell is going on? All right, maybe, and just as maybe something, maybe Howie figured we'll talk to all the safeties during the combine. We'll meet with them. We'll talk to them. We'll do our homework on them. That's good enough for us to know if we're going to draft them. We don't need to bring them in for a visit. That way we'll throw all the teams off the scents. Maybe that's what they're doing. You know what I mean? They talked to all the safeties at the draft already. They talked to more safeties at the combine, rather, than any other position. Maybe that's what they're doing. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But what they've done so far in free agency and then what it's looking like in the draft, it's just not aggressive enough. You can do and let all the guys you let go, and you still could acquire talent for this team. The young talent came in, they contributed, and they should really consider doing that again. That's why I want to go get one of these young safeties. However, if you look at this, the Eagles are $23 million under the cap right now. Okay? They're $23 million under the cap. Philly Times wrote this: the Eagles have $23 million of cap space, more than over half the teams in the NFL. Over half the teams. And if you go out and get a veteran safety like Justin Simmons, it ain't going to cost you much. It ain't going to cost you much. And you saw what I ran at the beginning of this video. It sounds like Justin Simmons is all but headed to Philly. I mean, it sounds like this thing's already done. When I hear him talk, sounds like he knows he's going to Philly. He knows that, he has to bring up C.J. Gardner-Johnson, give him the respect. He's already got plans to come to Philly. I would say it's 90% chance Justin Simmons is coming to Philly, and he's waiting until after the draft. And even if that's the case, even if the Eagles want to bring him in, I would still draft Malachi Starks or Nick Amon-Wari. I would still draft one of those safeties because Justin Simmons would be a one-year solution. And I'm not even so sure I even like him as a one-year solution. Okay, we got away last year from the Kevin Byards and the older guys bringing in for 1 year hoping to get something out of them. And we said, nah, the hell with that. We're going to draft young. We're going to play the young guys, and they are going to contribute and learn. And we developed our players. Why? Because our defensive coaching staff is awesome. It's awesome. It's an awesome coaching staff. Why change up right now? Now, I don't mind if the Eagles bring Justin Simmons in, I'm not going to be doing cartwheels and riding on unicorns over rainbows. Ain't going to do it. All right? I'm not. But I'll understand it, especially if you have a young, talented first-round safety. Damn it. Do you imagine you get a first-round safety, just a guy that comes in and shut down? Now you have two corners that are shut downs, you got another good safety to give an extension to, and you got a guy on a rookie contract. It makes sense to me, but that's not how this team is looking at it, I guess. Or maybe they are, and we just don't know. My gut feeling does not match my reaction or my head reading and trying to see what the Eagles are doing, because it's really quiet, and the guys that they're bringing in are not, for the most part, are not first-round guys. They're not. And we know that the Eagles love to go and draft off their list. Only 2 times have they not done that in the first round. Andre Dillard, which was a surprise, and they screwed that up. And then Devontae Smith, because nobody was doing visits that year. Other than that, this team, I don't know what to tell you. But I got to say, my gut feeling is something big is going to happen at draft night. Something big. And we're not going to see it coming. Maybe we're talking about trading for a player, that can play. Maybe that's the play. But 20 picks in the first 2 rounds. Why trade out of the first round and just get more picks? For what? You need players. This team is right now, even with what we have, this is a Super Bowl contender. Still the best team in the NFC Conference. But if you could fill some holes, add some young talent, let them play like you did last year, you're off. You're even better. It's a little strange. This is a little bit different all season for sure. I would say this is even slower, kind of, than the 2017 Super Bowl run after we won, because at least when we came out of that Super Bowl, we signed everybody. We signed everybody, brought them back. Not the case this time. So what the Eagles are showing doesn't seem to me to be their playbook in past. And I think something big's coming. I think they're going to trade up, and I don't think they're going to go off this list. And if they do, it's going to be Ezraku. That's who I would say has to be. And then Justin Simmons, yeah, he'll probably be here. And yeah, whatever. As long as it's a veteran, as long as you have another young safeties to either learn from him or take over that job, I can live with it. But yeah, the Eagles, something is definitely going on, and they're going to strike on draft night. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how I vision. We're all just living in it. I should say this though, in all honesty, when you have stupid teams like the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, these people, they've done nothing. They've done nothing. And people are acting like they're going to be good. They're not on our level. Not on our level. And then you look at the Giants. Idiots. Complete idiots. When you have teams like that in your division, I guess Howie could do whatever he wants to do. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.